is part 2. And I don't know, I wanted to title it, so if anybody cares to follow this one, this will be video 2. And the one thing they don't want is the truth told. So, I don't know, maybe you can follow it. I'll have to put it up in a minute. By the way, Harry, all dressed in his finery and had his beard and all this, just immaculate. He was up here with Obama and Michelle Obama, and I think he was with the 2 daughters. They welcomed him into the White House, and he went out and he was gun-ho waving the American flag. How dare him put the British flag beside the American flag? How dare you, after what they have done and you've done? And he is honoring the veterans here. I'm sure if this ever goes full blast, and the media that's controlled by the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and the Illuminati, the Freemasons, they help kidnap me and take down my father and take down the British Empire and give it to the Americans and themselves. The only thing, they don't plan to leave it in the hands of the American citizens. That's a joke too. So anyway, I don't know what else to say. I saw that this morning after all that I've sit here and I've starved and the pain and suffering that I have been through on a daily basis. You talk about terrorists. And I want to say this before I get off of there's no need to go any further with it. I just want to say this. They've done it in patterns, and it's who's doing it that the people are afraid of here. They're a bunch of cowards. Their best interest is not, they think, not letting the truth be told. So before I go on and sound like I'm babbling because of the lifestyle I'm living, not the lifestyle this traitor who stole everything and took it down her country, my country, made the Windsor name. I want my name back, yeah, but they made the Windsor pretty bad if the truth's told. But they've done certain murders in patterns, and some of them, like the Jesse Matthews, these are single murders where you program one person. They can program an army, or the school shootings. That's how they happen. But so I don't get sidetracked. They used. They were done in patterns. A lot of these were deliberately done in patterns because mind control is invisible. It's how it's done. And Edward Snowden, by the way, just touched the tip of the iceberg on what the National Security Agency is doing. This is Gabby Gifford, who was a U.S. Congresswoman. She actually got elected. I just ran in '83. She's married to twins, so you got the twin input. Mark Kelly, as in Mark and Scott Kelly. Scott Kelly, they just had all over TV today and last night because he's an astronaut. It goes back to NASA. Who do you think? They took me when they kidnapped me to Moulton. That's south of Huntsville. Huntsville becomes a space program, and they brought over Germans that there were deals made. And by the way, the Germans, as far as I'm concerned, were my friends, thank you. Not the people that have stood by and watched every inhumane thing done to me. And man, if it's ever put up, you better believe people will be crawling under their seats when they have gone out this country. And the Jews, that's exactly who did it. Call it like it is. They made it where you have to edit your speech, even me, the one they did it to. Anyway, that had Scott Kelly, and CBS's Scott, what's his last name? It almost gets me when they talk about their integrity and truth. The media's covered this up. They knew about my kidnapping from day one, I found out. But anyway, they've used my son's names and they've used, it was done in patterns, a lot of the murders. I'm talking about the Columbine, the James Holmes of the Aurora, Colorado shootings at the theater. And this, by the way, real quick, this man is a psychiatrist. the Fort Hood shooter who's on death row. He was born here in Vinton, Roanoke, and he finished school at Virginia Tech, where these mass shootings happened, the 33. And in these shootings, a lot of them, they program the person that's supposedly doing the shootings, they're victims themselves, to turn around and kill themselves. So there you go. Now then, he's done away with. All's forgotten, right? Now let me remind you, where are all the psychiatrists and doctors in this? They know the difference. They can make it mimic. This is programming and mind control. They can make it mimic mental health. The doctors know it. Indeed, they do. So when Kate and they were on TV this morning, everybody just loves them. They're a bunch of hypocrites. Oh, how dare they wave the flags together? How dare they take what was mine and stand by and not make any effort to defend me and what's been done to me? I hate to say I'm a cousin to Elizabeth, but that's exactly it, and I'm a cousin to all the others that are getting taken down now, because if you notice, the framework was laid back then when they took down my father, a decent man, made up all the lies, took down the British Empire, kidnapped me. That's when all these deals were made. Israel became a state again, and by the way, I understand they have supposedly found all this oil underneath Israel. I'm not sure that's true. That's what I've heard. But all these NATO, all the Geneva, all of it came to be after then. And anyway, this is where, to show you a bit, they move me around, and they use the chemicals because I'm allergic to chemicals. I have an immune disorder, and when I'm around it, it makes my immune system attack itself, and it has all kinds of repercussions to, it causes inflammation, mass. It's horrible what it's done to my health. But this is Scott Hill Retirement. They control where I live. And I just moved from there. Well, the other places I've lived, Edinburgh, okay, Richfield, this is just the retirement. This is not the places like I live now. So it's been planned ahead, and you're talking about, if I were able to go back, all the money that would, Elizabeth, I forgot how much it said of my money. That's my money and the British money. But you give it back to me and to the British and see what it does, I suppose, to the banks and everything. So, you know, honesty is bull when it comes to what's best for everybody. They start filtering through it and, well, what's best for them and all that. And this image that the United States has built up, and Elizabeth. But anyway, this is Scott Hill, and here I managed to get photos. There, this was pre-done. I didn't really have a choice if you give the background on all this, which is deleted, by the way, from all of it. I really had to go out there, just like I've gone to the other places, to have a roof over my head. And it was in an older part of the building. And I understand after I left, though, that it's rampant with black mold throughout it. It had pets dying there, and I don't know about people. Use your own mind. Somebody would say, well, they were going to die anyway. How you know? I don't know. I do know what I was told, and I know the pictures I took before and after. I even left. I was so sick. And came back here where I'm at now in Roanoke. The Clifton Forge is a good ways from here. By the way, it's a pretty little town. I love the spot I was in. But the old antiquated air conditioning heating unit was so filled up with mildew and mold, and it's one of those you could take the front off and you could actually see it. And around the top where it pumped out the air that I'm breathing was the black mold all over it. And yes, it was black mold. I'm going to make it short here and go. Because this one's about gone too, this video. I left. I went back because I thought they had fixed it. It was all a lie. They do what they're told. You get the agency doing this, gets things on people because everybody's got something to hide, so you know who's doing it. Think about it.